Okay, guys, in this video, I'm going to explain to you how to use Google Tools. Okay, so how to use Google Tools to improve your productivity, right? So if you start using this method, I'm pretty sure your productivity will increase. This requires some kind of a basic discipline in terms of entering the data then and there, right? If you can do that, so it will be helpful. So first and foremost app is Google Keep. So this is a very handy app which which I have already suggested to everyone, right? So I basically use this to use the to what I use this mainly because I want to remember things. So remember things for longer time. So I use it. So let me just go to the app, right? So where I'll just show you. See, this is the app, okay, which I use. See, in this app, whatever the things which I want to remember, right? So I have entered it and kept here. The beauty of this is, it is like once it is entered, it is there for you forever. You understand? So you can pretty much create a list, anything, and the creating the note is so easy. You just go to the app, take a note, give a name. For example, let's say Ashwath Ram. Okay, I'll just say Ashwath Ram site. Okay, so whatever the decision you have taken, right? For example, I have to release a electrical wiring drawing. Okay, I'll have to say electrical wiring drawing, right? So if I say electrical wiring drawing and like save this is like permanently saved, right? Let's say after like a month, I just want to check what was the discussion with Ashwath Ram. So if I just search for Ashwath Ram, right? If I just for Ashwatram, so whatever, look, electrical wiring details to be given, right? So what happens here, you whatever you enter, it is already remembered. I use it for like multiple purposes. The last week we met one architect, so I just wanted to remember his details, what is his phone number. So I took a photo of his card and enter what is this guy. I can even enter what was the discussion about, right? So if we had a couple of leads saying that this is a lead, so I can enter that. So the advantage is every time I just open is like I know whatever the discussion happened, right? So I have the details which are like as old as up to like 2014, right? So whatever like I discussed in the 2014, I still know them. I can just like search it and Google. So this can be used for the remembering stuff even for the longer period of time, right? So one more way I use it is like use it for like my personal things, right? So I have all my original documents like stored, so I can get access, right? So the majorly it will be handy in terms of remembering the username and password. What is happening is like we have like 6 to 7 what engineers who go to site and start programming things. So what happens, we create a lot of username and password when we creating project, right? We have a Wi-Fi router username password, we have main router username password, Google, Alexa, RTI, ABB, free at home. You'll end up creating like 5 to 6 username and password, right? It is technically impossible for you to remember the username and password, right? So we did a project called Shaw about 2 years ago, right? So you just want to remember what password I had created. See, if I just search Shaw, so this is the Shaw's Wi-Fi password, right? I can go just check it. We had created a temporary Gmail ID for what to activate his iPad and his iPad settings, right? These are the username and password which I created 2 years ago, right? If someone asks me what is the username and password for Shah, I can just go search here and give it, right? So this goes. So one more beauty of this is, see, so what happens, so I have created this. If someone is requesting, I can just go select here, I can send it. Okay, I can send it over a Gmail, I can send it over WhatsApp, I can send it over notes, right? So if they're like, for example, we are doing one more project called MS Parlia, right? In the meeting I discuss a lot of stuff with the customer, right? So but I have to transfer that to the backend team, right? So what I do, I create a list like this and I send it to backend team, Divya or Madhuri, so they will know what have discussed and what has to be given. And this has to happen then and there. When you're talking to customer, you have to enter all of this. You have to tell to the customer saying that, sir, I'll just note it down, right? So I enter, otherwise he'll think you are like entering some kind, what you're doing some kind of a messaging, right? So that is the beauty of this product. So MS Parlia, whatever thing we have discussed, right? So we have what else we can do in this, right? So we can add reminders. You can like set a reminder, you can create a list to do a thing, you can add images. So if you're in a hurry, right, you cannot type, You can even do the voice recording, guys. So just click it and voice record it. It will be there permanently for you. You understand? So you can even create a hand sketches and share that. Again, the beauty is it is permanently there. So for example, these are the drawings which I have created and shown how the video dolphin is connected, how the Kenis is connected, right? Usually what I do to show electricians, I create these things. The beauty of this is it is there permanently for your reference. You can you can reuse them, right? So you can search them, you can search them with the people. You can, like, for example, if you collaborate, there is something called collaboration, right? So for example, I create one this thing. I want it to what I want to add Divya, Madhuri, and Abhishek. So I can add them here. So what happens? We can collaborate on a note, and people can discuss on the note and do it. So that is why I use Google Keep. It has pretty much everything you need for the day-to-day basis, right? So going back to the so one Google Keep you can use for the reminders, remember anything for a longer time, right? You can set it for the reminders, right? For set of things to be done. For example, when you made the site, you said, okay, we will release the drawing, we will take this action, we will take this action, right? There will be some 4 5 points. Those 4 points can be noted down and shared in the group, right? To collaborate, to do group task, right? So we use Google Keep for this has to be your chatty buddy to do things. Okay, so everything will be here. So if I ask you something, right, you cannot say, sir, I don't remember this, right? Obviously you what since we do so many things, you don't remember it. I expect you to note it down, right? Whatever you have done so far, you should know it, right? If you can just learn to enter the data, right? So you will increase your productivity by a lot. Second thing is something called Google Tasks. So this I use to do one time things, or to be what the things which has to be done uh, immediately, right? So what I have done, so this is called Google Task, right? So here what happens, so if I want to give a quotation to, let's say, Hyderabad warehouse, right? So I do that. When I done, so I just click, right? So if I go scroll back and see completed task, so it says, so if it is not uncompleted, right, I can reopen it, so it will pop up again. This can be done to do things on a faster basis. So I enter whatever has to be given, right? I enter here, right? I don't if you say you remember everything, if you try to remember everything, you will overburden your brain with unwanted stress of keeping everything in your mind. This will help you to ease the burden on the brain. So to whatever the small issues are there, that you can enter here. Okay, so then there is one more thing. So one more thing is what Google Calendar. See, I use Google Calendar to mainly to schedule a meeting. See, this is my Google Calendar, right? So I had a meeting with Titan. Okay, so I have registered it here. So I had to visit Nelmangala. So I do it here. So this way, what happens? If someone says, okay, can we meet tomorrow? You can just go check your Google Calendar and you can say, no, sir, I'm not available on the 6th. I can come on 8th. I can come in the afternoon, right? So once you start planning, you start doing things, your calendar will get flooded nicely, right? You can tell them the commitment. And what happens once you start sticking to your calendar, your life will become better, right? We can count on you guys to do things. So start using these three apps without fail, right? So again, see this, but the particular page what you see, this entire page is for my Tanti activities only. So has Cable has recommended already, please allot one complete page for your activities of the Tanti, so that all the Tanti related things stuff are there, so where you can then get the things done. You start using these three apps, guys. Google Keep to remember things and to do set of tasks, right? One or two immediately to be done task, right? One time things, you can use Google Task and Google Calendar. The beauty of this is, if you open a laptop and you enter a Gmail, in the new Gmail all these things appear on the extreme right. You can just click it. The people who use computer, they can use it even much better than I do. I hope you guys start using this and start sharing the data between each other, so that we have all that information within the group transferred very fast without any delay, right? So by thereby you increase your own productivity and increase the whole company productivity. Thank you guys, hope you guys will follow it. let me know any other doubts you have.